Hey, and a little bit delay for two technical issues. I'm really sorry about issues I had with my broadcast and internet connection. I hope now everything is working. So welcome to day 2, and let's get going with the presentation. I hope now everything is working how it should work. And the first step is here that celebrate that you are still here. So we are very good at celebrating others, but we are not celebrating ourselves. So allow yourself to celebrate it even some small way that you are still here. Especially if you are watching replay, celebrate that you are taking action. So today we are talking about your goals, and this is something you will have probably some eye-opening stuff. Maybe you might think that you know what you want, but you will learn something that what is probably not what you think your goals were, or how to set better goals. So come here that like you would not know anything, as I'm going to teach you and show you the simplest and best ways how to actually set your goals. So first, let's get started with if you feel like that you are spinning on your heels and you are not going anywhere. What is not solution? Solution is not trying harder, to have more effort, to have more willpower, to have more motivation, because this is what most people are thinking, like that I need to try harder, I need to have more effort, I need to have more willpower, I need to have more motivation. And when the honest truth is the solution is always specificity and planning. So if you are like most people I work with, one of the reasons you haven't got your there is that you don't even know where that is. And today we are going to change that. And now I want you to have a pen and paper. Then you can do this with me while we are doing this training. So if you are in the car, obviously I don't recommend you to do it now, but please, I highly recommend to do this later. So how this is going to go, what I need you to write down is that what do you really want? So it's not going to be what you think you can achieve. It's not what you deserve, not what you think is possible, but write down 2 to 3 things that you really want. And if you are not sure what you want, think what you don't want. Like that I'm not fitting into my pants anymore. What you want is the opposite. So my personal example, there is a lot of other examples how you could do this. So my personal example was like, as I was really struggling, I was going a little bit deeper when I was setting my own goals and what I really want. I was like, what I want, I don't know. I used to have some kind of strength-based goals or performance-based goals, but it was not at this point of my journey, that was not interesting me. And then my dad was struggling with his health, and he lost his ability to walk only at the age of 60. And that was something what really hit me hard. Like after that he lost his ability to walk, had several health issues, and unfortunately he passed away in January this year. I still get a little bit emotional when I talk about this, but it was something what really opened my eyes. And I was thinking like that what I actually want is the opposite. I want to increase my health span and my ability to live quality life as much as I can. Obviously, there are things like that I can't affect. I don't know how long it could. There are many things that I don't know what is going to happen. But what I can do with my actions is that I can give pretty much higher chances that I'm able to do things what I enjoy doing longer. And not only like that, because the health span and lifespan, they are 2 different things. Because it's not I want to be here long, obviously, but I want to be able to do things that I'm enjoying. And this was something that was really opening my eyes and make me realize that what I actually want. So what I want you to do now is to write down 2 to 3 things what you really want. And when you have done it, just let me know. And this is something, so before you read any further with this presentation, please do that thing. Now I think I already showed a little bit what is going on, but please, if you watch replay, post this presentation. If you are watching it live, write in the comments what goals you came up. And when you have done it, I want to see what you were actually writing down. So did you write down a goal weight? And that is often not what you really want. If you wrote that, I want you to ask a question. What does that weight represent to me? What will be different at that weight? Some of you have that number coming from past, like before kids, when you were in 20 and felt good in your clothes or in those jeans or that dress, what you still probably have in your closet. Or it was when you were younger. For me, when I was maybe 20, I was 85 kilos or something, and I felt just great at that time. And what is that number is presenting that feeling what I had at that time, and that might be the same thing for you. So now, if you wrote down that scale weight, if you have to make decision, you can choose only one of these things, these two things. Which one you choose? One is that you reach your goal weight with nothing else changing. Clothes art is still the same, you look the same, you feel the same, but you see different number on the scale. Or you could say the same weight, but have the things, the weight represents you to change. So you are fitting in your clothes, you feel more confident, you are able to do things, you are feeling better about yourself, you are able to, you enjoy watching the mirror, or whatever that represents to you when you are losing that weight. So which one would you pick? So you could choose only one. And now I want you to think honestly what you actually want. So questions, what you might be asking yourself right now is that, how the hell I know when I have that your XXX, that your goal, like if you wrote down that your goal is to eating healthier, you want to feel more confident, you want to do like some feeling better, like if those are, or aging healthier, like that was my example. What does that even mean? And these are questions you might be asking at the moment. We are going to solve that, but this is something what one of my I love to use as an example, like what it means. Like Tessa was writing in a Facebook group that I have been training with Turo 6 weeks, and I don't lie when I say my whole life has changed. Beginning of the year, I woke up to a feeling that I don't feel good in my body, and it affected strongly also in my mind. I told myself that it's time to do something. I tried all spring to get results, but nothing changed. Although I thought that I had a good idea what I'm doing, I decided that it's time to let somebody help. Starting from first call, got a feeling that Turo was sturdy, but also warm and kind person. He introduced me to Treat Bank. Since my biggest problem was overeating in my cheat days, I used to be very hard on myself and not to eat treats no other day than cheat day, which led to overeating all the good stuff what I have been burning until cheat day. Now I find balance in eating treats when I want to. I love chocolate, and nothing is more satisfying than get few pieces after dinner and enjoy them with good conscience. My biggest goal is to try to make this permanent habit. It's not only diet for me, I'm trying to make this my lifestyle in the future. So far, it's going great. When facing difficulties, I need to remember that I'm a person and I don't have good days every day. The most important thing is to be kind to yourself in a certain way and understand that you are not perfect. This is going to be a long path, and I promised myself to be patient and trust the process. Have a great week. So this is just an example. How Tessa was able to change this frustration when she started to focus on actions. Scale weight is something you can't affect. She made a plan for a week and for a day. And the biggest difference I see with working with a lot of people is that people who are frustrated are not the ones who are not making progress. They are just not realizing it, that they are making progress, and they are not celebrating it. So those are two most common reasons, is that you might be making progress without realizing it. You think that your progress is maybe it's too slow, or it's no progress. And the reality is that if you are using scale weight as the only way to measure your progress, you are not going to see what other kind of progress, what you are making. And this is something what we are going to talk a little bit later today, and also on the next days. So then, this is what I love to use. One of the best books I have been reading is Atomic Habits. So this is something what you think that, especially if you are kind of that having all or nothing mindset, that it's either way, you have to do everything, and it's not even worth of it to do so small things. This is example from Atomic Habits book. If you are getting just those 1% improvements, and you are getting 1% better every day, what it means in the long term. So if you can get better just by 1% every day, you will end up with the results that are nearly 37 times better after 1 year. And this is, if you look, it tells you, like, if you increase 1% every single day, it doesn't make that huge difference. But if you are doing it better, if you are improving, it's 37 times more and better results. So those are compounding those results over time when you are already adding those things every single day. So this is what I want you now to write. You have wrote now those 2 to 3 things, what goals you have. And now from scale 0 to 10, to all those, for those goals, 10 is number 10 is that goal, what you want to achieve. So now you have those your 2 to 3 things. So number 10 is that if you put your goal is that you want to fit into your jeans, that is number 10. And then opposite is 0. And so 0 would mean in this example that I'm not fitting into any jeans in this world. So these are examples. So what is that? Number 10 is your goal. Whatever your goal was, what you decided that you want to do. Like, so other examples are like number 10, that you want to feel confident getting dressed, seeing muscle when you are flexing, hitting that 150 pounds. So it doesn't matter what those goals, what you write, just put that is number 10. And what is 0 examples could be that if your goal was to get dressed, that feeling confident getting dressed, and 0 would be that you don't get dressed at all because you feel so unconfident, or you have 0 muscle anywhere. So these are things what I want you to write down. And now write down where you are from scale 0 to 10, and you are not in a 0. This is not even you might feel that you are in 0, but you are watching this. So there is already something. You are not in starting point. You are not in 0. So now when you put that scale where you are reaching your goals from 0 to 10, if you are like somewhere, most of you are maybe somewhere 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Some of you are already at 6, but put that number where you are. And now think that why you didn't give yourself a lower number. So, and then next question, what I want you to ask is that, because there is that what you know that you would need to do that you could get 1 note up onto your scale. So like I said, that you are not starting all over. We are already at least in 1. So if you gave yourself 1, you are not in 0 because you are watching this, you are doing this exercise. If you put 8, what is why you didn't give yourself 7, why you didn't give yourself 6. So think it, why you didn't give yourself lower number, and how would you know that you moved up one, just from 1? If you are now at 3, what you would need to do, or how you would know that you are on 4, and think what would you need to do, what actions you would need to do to take one step into the right direction. And I love to use this example, like grading your efforts and your actions, and what it means. Because if you think your goals again, so most of you, or your goals that you wrote, they are outcome goals, like fitting into your jeans, 150 pounds or some goal body weight. They are not completely under your control. Actionable goals are what you are actually doing. So things that it's either yes or it's either no, 100% within your control. So if you set your goals like getting 10,000 steps, hitting your calorie or protein target, planning your meals ahead, those you can 100% say that you did it or you didn't, and they are within your control. If your goal is losing scale weight, even those actions, they might lead to that goal, but it's not under your control, because you can't decide that from today, I want to reach, if you put 150 pounds or your goal and you want to exceed it, you don't know, you can't affect it, and you can't say that I hit it, I did it, it's under my control, I did it today. So those are what are actually those actionable goals, and they are 100% within your control. And now I want you to look your goals, and if they are outcome or action-based goals. So until now, you have been writing what you want. I didn't tell you anything what you should be writing. So those are, if they are outcomes or action-based goals. And this is what we are going to change. So what I want you to remember is that you are not at starting line or starting over. You have already some ideas what makes you moving to that next marker, to increase that just with the one note on your scale. So now what I want you to do is to just, if you had 2 or 3 goals, maybe you have only 1, and I don't want you to pick all of them. Just pick one of those actionable goals you wrote and put it on your focus, and put your focus on what you are going to choose. And most people, they try to do too many things at the same time. And when you are having, when you have 1,000 things on your to-do list, or what you should be doing, like there are maybe 100 things, and what you end up doing is that you end up being overwhelmed. And how most people, like at least me, if I'm overwhelmed, I end up doing nothing. Or I used to do it. But if you decide that there's only one single action-based goal this week, and Iris was already starting it. It was, she had drinking water, and that is very good goal, and it could be the simplest thing, what is 100% under your control. And be specific with this one. How many steps, if your goal is to increase your activity, how many steps per day, how much water you want to drink. And then what I want you to write down is that what if life happens, like it usually happens at some point, that let's say that you put a water example. So you want to drink some, like 3 liters of water per day. And what if you are not hitting your goal? What I will do then? So what is if life is happening? Like Iris was using other example in a post. She was doing that accountability post already before our live session, and she was using other example is that not eating snacks at all. And what I liked in that goal, that if she ended up eating snacks, she's going to write it down. She's going to log in everything what she has been eating to become more aware. And that is something what I love. It's a very good thing to do to become more aware. What I don't agree 100%, obviously it could work for some cases, we will talk more about it tomorrow, is that you are telling yourself that I don't eat snacks at all. I rather would use some kind of rules that I can have, because you can have anything, but only if you do something else before. But this is something what we will talk tomorrow and day after tomorrow a little bit more. But just for today, be specific. What is one single action-based goal for this week? And what, especially when life is happening, what you are going to do. So now on the scale 0 to 10, how confident do you feel that you will act, that you are going to execute that action today? So if you are not, whatever action-based goal you put, if you are not at level at least 8, I would say that 8 is kind of sweet spot, that it's not kind of 10. It don't have to be 10 because it's probably too easy, but it shouldn't be 3 or 4 because that is already kind of too hard. 8 is kind of that you need a little bit more effort to do it, but it feels that you feel confident that you are actually able to do it. So what you need to do is an implementation, that intention, that you feel more confident about having that, or the chance that action goal is easier, that you feel more confident doing it. So this is just an example. If you feel confident on that scale 0 to 10, 4 at working out 3 times a week, 60 minutes. But what if I would change that goal, that I work 2 times 20 minutes, that would move me to 8. So it's all about ideas and adjusting those efforts and your goals, what makes you feel confident. It doesn't matter what goals you set. There is no, like I said, there is no perfect way to set this or do this. There is no amount what you must do, but it's all about adjusting your efforts in all seasons, all situations in life. And if you need more ideas for different action-based goals, I have my old article, and I will leave that link to comments, like how you can adjust your efforts with the all seasons in life. And so this is homework for today. So most people go to post this post what I had before. So what is your in my Facebook group, that accountability post, I post it every single day. Iris was posting it today in day 1, but there is every day morning I will post accountability, and use that post your accountability. And like I said, take action, take uncomfortable action, and share what is your course. When you are sharing, when you are putting it, even if you didn't take now any notes, you are just listening, but when you put it on paper, chances that you are actually doing it are going to increase. And we are going to talk tomorrow why that fear is preventing it. But trust me, just start taking action, imperfect action, and do what scares you the most. So write this down. What is your single action-based goal this week? And especially what you are going to, what could get into your way, and what, if that happens, what you will do. And this was tomorrow we are talking about self-sabotage, and here is the link for my old article. It's oh my god, it's 2019 when I have published it in my old website, but I will leave it to show notes. It's still very valid article, and I can't wait. I love to connect with you in here in Facebook group. So please share your thoughts, your action, what you are going to do this week, and we see tomorrow. Tomorrow we are talking about self-sabotage, and that is probably like what the most people are struggling. It's going to be, it's usually today what is the most eye-opening day with this whole 5-day challenge, and where people find that they got like really new perspective for everything. So thank you for watching this and being here, and sorry for delay in the past. So Thank you and see you soon.